They're grieving the loss of their daughter to suicide, but Lydia and Michael Delembo feel they've got a social responsibility to tell Sabrina's story.
Because we certainly feel strongly that the level of care that should have been offered to Sabrina wasn't.
Our daughter's not going to come back with whatever we do. She's gone forever. But if we can save one life and prevent one family from going through what we went through, it would be something worthwhile.
Sabrina was a high achiever, but the 19-year-old had become anxious and wasn't sleeping in the lead up to university exams.
What we did, we deferred her exams at the time, and then we said, well, take 6 months off university, and she saw all these things as failures.
One of the things that absolutely she didn't want was for us to tell anybody what was happening with her around her not being mentally well. So the stigma that still exists out there, we need to remove that.
The Delembos reached out to medical professionals for help, but say a psychiatrist wasn't available, and antidepressants were prescribed over the phone.
We eventually took her off the medication because she just practically, with the increase, became catatonic.
A few weeks later, in August last year, the Delembos lost their daughter. They don't want to point the finger at individuals, but they've got serious concerns about how mental health services are being provided in the jurisdiction with the highest suicide rate in the country.
Can you talk to each other? You know, the psychologist and the GP and the mental health service. I don't think there was any coordination around our daughter's case.
Earlier this year, Michael Delembo got on a bike for the first time in 40 years, riding 3,000 kilometres across the country to share his daughter's story and raise funds for research.
And during that travel of the 3,000 Ks, I saw her many times laughing at me. But, yeah.
He has his own ideas about how the system can be improved.
People that are suffering from mental health, they should be going to a specialist area. So I'd like to have a one-stop shop where people go.
An upcoming coronial inquest will look closely at how the Northern Territory's health services responded to Sabrina's case.
Personally, I can't even think straight. I don't want to, my thought is always on my daughter and how and why and how could this be.
Nothing, I think, is and will ever be harder for me personally than losing my daughter. So looking forward to the inquest happening.
In memory of their daughter, Sabrina's parents want to remain outspoken throughout this process, in the hope that those who can influence change will be listening. Felicity James, ABC News.